Guys, morning. Keith at Crypto Bullseye. How's everyone doing today? So this one is going to be at the request of Paul. Paul puts these inspirational videos up every single morning in our Discord group. So keep putting them up, Paul. Can't play them now because they've got naughty swear words in them. But if you don't mind naughty swear words and you want inspiration, get in the Discord group and be inspired by Paul every morning. But he's asked a very good question here. Chances of BTC dominance getting rejected at current local resistance. We're going to be talking about that in depth on a more macro scale. And he's also said, has ETH BTC pair put in a bottom? Because that question is also relevant to the above question. So we're going to go through the macro, we're going to go through Bitcoin, we're going to go through the total three, we're going to look at the dominance and whether it has actually topped out, and whether we've potentially put in a bottom against ETH BTC pairs. Right, let's jump into the macro. Firstly, if you want to jump into the Discord group, it is completely free. There's a link in the description below. Secondly, if you do want to protect your crypto, if you want to protect your crypto off exchanges where nothing can happen to it, then Tangent have got this offer on, guys. If you're going to use this offer, you can see it's $69.90. What you need to do, guys, is go on to the winter offer down here, click on the winter offer, and there's a 15% discount on the winter offer for $59.40. If you use the discount code Bullseye discount, link in the description below, you'll get an extra 10%. So that'd be 25% off the $69.90. So if you do want to protect your crypto, get yourself on there, guys. And if you do want to join the Discord, link in the description below. But from a macro perspective, guys, things are looking a little bit better. This is what we talk about on this channel, the macro. So you can see Bitcoin. We added in these boxes, we added in these boxes, we added in these boxes. What were these boxes, guys? Those were boxes every single time that we were in extreme fear. I'd said, when we come back into this box, expect to have a bounce. Why? Because you got a bounce here, you got a bounce here. And I'd said, expect a bounce at this level. This is what's happening, guys. We're not out of the woods yet, but that's what's happening. So this is the weekly chart. This is the higher time frame. Total three. Why is this important? Because this is my bull market indicator. This is my alt season indicator. Once we get a break and a close above 1.14 trillion, that's when I'm going to start scaling out of my crypto positions, guys, over a period of X amount of weeks. Thinking 10 to 12 weeks, just an example. That's what I'm going to be going with. What happens if I take out all my capital and then we've still got an extra 8 to 10 to 12 weeks of the bull run? Guys, I'm trading it, and I'm trading it with stop losses, and I'm protecting myself along the way. Don't care if I take it out too early, guys, as long as I take it out and as long as I profit, capitalize what I've put in during the build phase. So this is what Paul's asking. BTC dominance, is it going to be topping out? This thing's been an absolute pain in the ass, guys. When you zoom out, you can see that we've created this wedge. This is a weekly pattern, guys. So each one of these candles, tiny, tiny candles, is 1 week. So this is a range going back all the way to 2017. And this wedge is held since 2017. You can see that was the 2017 alt season. That was the 2021 alt season. We haven't had a 2025 alt season yet. This is what we're waiting for here. Waiting for this. 2025 alt season. So once this drops and once this tops out, and I think that's what Paul's referring to, it's going to be one of our first indications that we're going to get an alt season. Altcoins have pumped at the moment, guys, but we're not out of the woods yet. We haven't put in higher highs yet. We've had a bit of a relief bounce. Things have looked positive for a few days. We've had some good positive news, but this thing now is looking like it's topping out. You can go into the daily, guys, and you can see we are creating topping patterns on this. Could it go higher, guys? Could it go higher? Look what's happened here, a rejection wick. This has come back, it's filled the rejection wick. You can see we've got a wick to the downside here, which is rejecting it now. This is going to be an important thing on the weekly, because what we're looking for going into next week is going to be a 3-bar reversal. If we get a 3-bar reversal, where we get something like this, a red candle to the downside, that would indicate that you're likely to get further downside, and that's going to be a forward leading indicator that you're going to get a surge in altcoins. Next thing, guys, look at this. This is what's exciting me, the dollar. We're at a strong level of support here. If we drop this level of support here, we've already peaked down it. If we drop this level of support here, our next level of support all the way down here at 89. So the significance of that, guys, is a weak dollar, which is what we want for crypto, a weak dollar. Where do people put their dollars, guys? They put their dollars into risk. They put their dollars into areas where they can capitalize more, because when you've got a weak dollar, there's no point holding dollars. When you want to go on risk, what are you spending? You're spending dollars. What does that do when you're spending dollars? It makes the dollar weaker. So they're also going to start stimulating. That's obviously the other thing that's going to weaken the dollar as they stimulate the economy, print more money. That's going to inflate their actual currency. So the dollar's looking weak, guys. At the end of the week, we want this thing down below 99. If this thing falls down below 99, that's going to be a good thing for crypto. The next thing, this is what I'm talking about, guys. We wanted a rejection at this point here. This thing blew up past the 61.8% retracement, and the DXY actually front run this. So we're waiting for this thing to pull back. So DXY's front run this. We're waiting for this to pull back. What's the significance of this? Because this is the market cap dominance, or the overall dominance of the market cap of the US dollar tether, the stablecoin, guys. When people are holding stable coins, that means that they've got fear. We've just had fear. People are holding stable coins. When this thing comes down, people are spending their stable coins. What do you think they're spending it with? Pounds, into normal dollars? No, of course, they're going into cryptocurrency, guys. That's why they've got it in the first place. So they're going into risk. The next thing and the last thing Paul's asked is, what about the ETH and BTC? Look at this support here. We're right back at this support. As far as this wedge is concerned, this is going to identify the first time that we're going to break out and get any kind of momentum, because that's going to indicate that there's a chance that there's a bottom in. That's going to indicate that potentially we could come back down and double bottom and test this as support, but it's going to indicate that the bulls have finally got momentum, because we've been in this wedge all the way since January 2025, the whole of the year, guys, in this downtrend where BTC has just been completely outperforming Ethereum. When we get these surges here, guys, ETH season, that's when Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin. Happens time and time again during alt season. That's when ETH outperforms Bitcoin. That's exactly what we're waiting for now. That's why Paul's asked the question, when are we going to get ETH season? Because within ETH season, we get alt season. Everybody's written off Ethereum, guys, and I'm not going to talk too much about Ethereum in this video. Everyone has written off Ethereum. When Ethereum moves 20%, when Ethereum moves 30%, it puts so much liquidity into the market, guys, like so much liquidity. It's the second biggest market cap leader. It puts so much liquidity into the market. People have been shorting the hell out of Ethereum. Institutions have been shorting the hell out of Ethereum. It is soon going to be time to long Ethereum, and that's going to be the catalyst, or one of the driving catalysts, that's going to push altcoins forward, because it's the second biggest market cap. It's the biggest market cap as far as altcoins are concerned. When you think of the risk factor, people come out of Bitcoin into second risk, Ethereum, out of Ethereum into higher risk, And as you get further down the risk curve, guys, you get meme coins, you get all sorts of crap in there. That's when the market gets over leveraged. That's when we're in euphoria. That's when everyone thinks it's going to the moon. Trust me, it is all not going to the moon. It'll come crashing down. So make sure that you've got a strategy, guys. Make sure you've got a strategy. Right, okay, I think that's about it now, guys. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on X. Follow me on TikTok, guys. Link in the description below, and join the Discord. I'll see you in the next one.